Hello, welcome to Breakfast All Day. I'm Matt here with Christy and Alonso. Uh, there is a movie called Songbird, which is yet another movie about a plague. We've seen a movie about Zoom, shot on Zoom. We've seen some other things that are timely but this one is really like about a COVID, or so I hear. I didn't see it because I'm playing Ben Mankiewicz this week. But Christy and Alonso will tell you about it. I'm gonna duck out because there's a leaf blower nearby, and we don't want to hear that. So, see ya.
Bye. Yes, it's COVID-23.
Yes, the year is 2024, and Los Angeles is still on lockdown and ravaged by the more deadly COVID-23. Once bustling, wealthy neighborhoods are now walled fortresses, and Q zones have been established for quarantine where people are shipped off, and everybody speaks about them in hushed, terrified tones, but we never really find out what they are or what happens in them or whether or not people are even sent there legitimately or not. So we have a various characters who at first don't necessarily interact. I was calling this pandemic actually. You have KJ Apa as a bicycle courier for a company that's run by Craig Robinson. He is in love with a woman played by Sofia Carson, but they've never actually met. It's all been virtual because she is locked up in her apartment with her grandmother and he is immune and out in the world. And because he's immune, he's got a yellow bracelet that says he is. And it turns out that they are being counterfeited and sold by a couple played by Bradley Whitford and Demi Moore. Bradley Whitford sneaks out of their palatial compound at night for trysts in a motel room with a singer-songwriter played by Alexander Daddario, who had come to Los Angeles to try and get a record contract and then got stuck here when the lockdown happened. Eventually, the stories overlap when Sofia Carson's grandmother dies, and she's going to be sent to a Q zone unless KJ Apa can get her one of those bracelets in time and save her from the evil sanitation department guy played by Peter Stormare, sorry.
Yeah.
This movie isn't about anything. Like Michael Bay produced it, and I thought, okay, well, maybe this is going to be one of his like sort of right-wing things, and it's all going to be a hoax, or it's all going to be some sort of government conspiracy. No, it's not. Like this movie talks about COVID and thinks that in and of itself is going to make it relevant. Yep. But it's like if you're going to do a rip from the headlines movie, then do something, say something. This is basically what we used to call back before there was when such distinctions meant things, a direct to DVD thriller, but with a cast that's too good for it.
You know what it is? It's a 70s disaster movie.
Kinda, yeah.
It is. It's like Airport, essentially that with, there's a big disastrous thing and a giant cast and all these characters who at first don't seem to, it's that. It's like, and they don't seem to have anything to do with each other, but they all get intertwined and you can pretty much tell who's going to die really early on. We got to mention our friend Lauren Sivan is in it. Friend of the show, Lauren Sivan, longtime TV news reporter, is the anchor, the pretty blonde news anchor who brings the news when Bradley Whitford is on his exercise bike.
I also forgot to mention Paul Walter Hauser from Richard Jewell plays an Afghanistan war vet who does all the drone work for Craig Robinson. And he's good. And that's the thing. Like, there's actually some interesting interpersonal relationships in this movie. Like the whole thing about like KJ Apa and Sofia Carson. Like they never, they have this entirely sort of via screens romance. That's kind of interesting. The friendship / maybe romance that develops between Daddario and Paul Walter Hauser is interesting. Even the sheer mutual loathing of Bradley Whitford and Demi Moore in their like glass and steel, box in Bel Air or whatever. But the movie is so not interested in that. And so instead it's sort of like, it's a lot of banging down doors and motorcycling around the city. And it doesn't, it's like, tell me about the Q zones. What's happening in there? Are people being sent there when they shouldn't be? Is it government overreach? Is like, I thought at least, even that stupid 13 Hours movie at least tried to make some case about Benghazi that was questionable, but this doesn't even have a case to make. It's just, we're going to talk about COVID. So that means it's of the now,
It's not, I don't think it's even trying to make a case. I think it is trying to provide cheap thrills and romance between really attractive people with serious eyebrows, and that's it. I think it is cheap and quick. guess since it's all been shot this year,
Yeah.
because it's about things that have happened this year, they must have just like shot it so that those people who were in the room, like Sofia Carson and her abuelita, and then like Demi Moore and Bradley Whitford, like they probably were all like siphoned off into their individual places. So
there were specific quarantines happening. Yeah, because a lot of this movie is people talking to each other on screens, and sure, fine, that's the world we live in now.
Right. And KJ Appa's outside all the time on his motorcycle talking through like video intercoms.
Exactly.
So you see how they did it. I suppose like bravo to you for the ingenuity of getting a giant movie off the ground in the middle of all this. But the movie that they made has nothing at all to say about our current situation, about the toll of isolation, about what it's like to lose that many people. You're right about the whole quarantine issue.
Like there is a case to be made that it is in the poorest possible taste to make a movie about a pandemic that is currently killing thousands of Americans on a daily basis. And it's like, well, if this movie had any ounce of daring to it, and we're trying to do something with that illicit material, then we could, like say, well, no, I mean, yes, you might think that it's tacky, but at least, they're really trying to make a point about, well, no, they're not. This is like blatant opportunism. And then that they don't do anything with.
I also wonder who it's for. If it's just trying to be empty, glossy entertainment, like who wants to see a movie like this? Who wants to see a movie about COVID when we're living through it?
Yeah.
Just, that's not an entertainment. It's not an escape. Like, that's not what I would choose. If I really wanted to escape, I would watch the shitty movie that we're going to review next, which is called Wild Mountain Time. And we're going to talk about this Irish postcard of a film. But watching a movie about people being dragged from their homes because their temperature is too high is not an escape for me.
And it's like, and if it's not going to be escapism, then it needs to be something else, and it's not. Like, it's like, if you're not going to be entertaining, then what are you? Why are we even doing this? I don't know why it exists.
I don't either, but I feel like only Demi Moore and Bradley Whitford know what kind of movie they're in, because they're the ones who are like super over the top with their like bitchy, hissy fighting.
Right.
Like they dig into it and they have a good time with it, and everybody else is like deadly earnest.
Well, I think that Appa and Sofia Carson get that they're like they're the young love romantic leads, and they're playing it as they should. Like, if the movie cared more about them, then it would have given them more of a platform for them to like build this relationship. But you're right. As it is, all we're left with that's any fun is the two of them camping it up. So
there's also, Matt, if you're listening, there is Chekhov's pencil. There's a pencil that is significant. There's a pencil that's important at the beginning that will show up again at the end. Keep an eye out.
The one cool thing, like the movie is very smart about like not overdoing the like what 4 years in the future look like. There is an overgrown section of the 101 that looks kind of cool, but everybody has these like boxes where like one door is on the inside your house, the other door is on the outside, and all the packages go through it, and they all get sanitized by some sort of light thing. And it's like, well, okay, I would like one of those, but beyond that, I got nothing out of this movie.
Anyway, what are you saying?
I gave it a 3.
I'm saying 2. So 2.5 is our number.
Yep. And it is a PVOD release, which is a premium VOD. So it's one of those ones where they're going to charge you like $20 for a 48-hour rental or something. And then it's going to come out to like more regular rental down the road. So don't bother.
Good luck with all that.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, did we say who directed it? We did not say who directed it.
Oh, we did not. No, Adam Mason. Yes, who directed it and co-wrote it with Simon Boys, and it was produced by Michael Bay for his company.
It gets the geography of LA right.
It does. It does.
The thing we enjoy.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us at BeFastAllDay on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/BeFastAllDay, where you'll get our recaps of The Mandalorian and The Queen's Gambit, and lots of extra stuff that only our subscribers get. So become one, won't you? Thanks for watching. Bye.